Welcome to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. I'm Jemma Gofton with another edition of the programme that aims to make your next cruise or holiday as problem-free and relaxing as possible. So if you have a holiday, cruise or travel-related question, here's how to get in touch. OK, you can search for us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for the Holiday and Cruise channel. Or you can send in your questions to our website. That's www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Or what about writing to us at the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, in today's programme, we're talking about 5-star luxury cruise holidays. Many luxury cruise lines focus on smaller ships, but few offer luxury cruising on a larger scale. Here to tell us more about 5-star luxury cruising is Charlotte Brailsford from Princess Cruises. Thank you so much. I do love talking about luxury. So let's start off, Charlotte, with, we know increasingly more and more people are taking cruise holidays. Why is that?
Well, of course, the best way to travel is on a cruise ship, and the fact that you can visit more destinations in a shorter space of time is why we're seeing an increased number in passengers travelling. You can visit 4 to 5 different countries in the space of a week, where you'd never be able to do that on a land-based holiday. So that's why cruising is just so much more popular.
And also, I guess, we're just unpacking once.
Yes, exactly. So you've only got to unpack once. You haven't got to pack your suitcase every other day. You get to take unlimited luggage if you're sailing out of the UK. And of course, flying abroad, you can take again and just unpack that one time.
I also think cruising gives us a bit of security to visit these places that may have been on our list to go to, but we've thought, oh, I don't fancy going. But if you're on a cruise, you're looked after.
Yeah, exactly. So of course, with every destination that you visit, there'll be a team that'll be able to help with shore excursions to help showcase that destination, ensure that you're visiting the best places and visiting the heights of any city that you're travelling to.
Let's talk about the important thing about booking a holiday or a cruise is value for money. Now, does cruising represent value for money?
Of course it does. So within your cruise fare, you're going to have, of course, all these fantastic places, all these visits of all these cities, and then you're going to have all this fantastic cuisine. You're going to have the best food at sea. You're going to be able to dine in 4 or 5 different types of restaurants every evening. There's literally nothing else to pay for. You have got it all included in that one place, and it's all going to be 5-star luxury.
So I guess whilst you might sort of go, ooh, eek, we're paying for this big expensive holiday, actually when you break it down, you don't need to take any more spending money. I mean, just perhaps a little bit of money for treating yourself to a trinket when you're out and about, or a spot of lunch or whatever. But that's, you know, breaking it down makes it more affordable in your head as well.
Of course, yeah, and not only have you got the food side and of course the fantastic accommodation, all of the entertainment's included as well. So you've got all these fantastic shows and different venues to go to. A value for money cruise is absolutely fantastic.
Well, we will of course delve further about food, my favourite subject.
Of course, mine as well.
Yeah, and then shows and entertainment as well. We'll do that further on in the show. But is cruising for absolutely everybody?
I definitely believe that it is. There is a cruise company out there for every type of family, whether you're family travellers or you're singles or couples. If you've already been experiencing the world with a backpack, you can also now try that in luxury and do that on board. There is a cruise ship for everybody, no matter if you're looking at maybe short time or a longer duration cruise, you've got that, and that's why it's there.
And the age of cruising is coming down, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
We're getting generations now.
Yep, so of course the speculation that cruising is for the older generation is completely
Have you
changed.
Retired? Are you cruising? Used to be what it was.
Yeah, exactly. And there's companies out there now that offer cruises for the younger generation. You've got ones that have different characters on board, that operate, of course, different water sports on board the cruise ship. So you're not going to have, of course, just the average age being a retired couple. You're going to definitely find a lot more families, younger couples sailing with different companies. And
interestingly about families, it's something that struck us recently is that it's a great holiday if, for example, it's a wedding, and grandma and granddad's wedding anniversary. They can go on the cruise, mum and dad can be on the cruise, the kids can be on the cruise, and everybody can be entertained.
Exactly. So We offer lots of different entertainment for children. We have specific age range children's clubs, so from the ages of 3 up to 17, so all age ranges are covered, where they'll be entertained by staff on board. There'll be activities designed especially for the children. Mum and dad could be in the spa or enjoying entertainment on board, and the grandparents can just be relaxing and taking in the fact that it is their anniversary. So everything's covered on a cruise ship for every age.
Now, interestingly, when you said up to 17, I guess that probably gives the teens, because they're busy tutting and slamming doors, as we know, but it gives them that sense of a little bit of freedom, but actually they can't go anywhere.
No, they can't. So of course, the teenagers, they need to feel like they're being involved and they've got their own freedom. So we're going to give them space away from mum and dad, somewhere where your parents can't enter, somewhere where they can just chill out, hang out with their own friends, everything from their own DJ decks to even their own hot tub area. So literally teenagers will feel like they're on their own little holiday as well. You always find that they'll make friends with other guests on board as well. So it just really enlightens their destination time.
Now, let's chat about the logistics of cruising and what's the benefit of sailing from the UK?
So my favourite benefit is going to be unlimited luggage.
Hurrah, mine too, I'm glad you said it.
So you can take that 12 pairs of shoes, I don't know how many different outfits. So of course, sailing from the UK, you are going to get that unlimited luggage. You're going to be able to drive down to the port or even get the planes down now or train, and literally your holiday starts from the moment you step on board. It's smooth check-in from the UK. And your holiday is just going to begin from a home port. You haven't got to worry about that flying opportunity if you don't like flying.
Also, I think as well, because when you put flights into the equation and when there's a definite time that something else is leaving, I start to panic that if one thing goes wrong, it's a domino effect of everything's gone wrong. If you're just making your way down the M6 or the wherever, there's no stress, is there?
No stress.
Lack of stress.
Stress-free travelling out of the UK, definitely.
Okay, so that's the UK.
Yeah.
Let's chat about exotic destinations because cruising has opened up the world to us.
Definitely, definitely.
So where's the most exotic place you've been?
Mine would be Alaska.
Oh, you lucky thing. How amazing was that?
Absolutely fantastic. It was a holiday of a lifetime, a holiday that I never would have experienced if I hadn't done it on a cruise ship. I got to see the most incredible landscapes. I got to taste the cuisine from Alaska, and seafood was brought on board and it was all cooked freshly in front of us. Of course, whale watching. So whilst you're sailing, the whales are there. You don't have to do an excursion. You are going to pass a certain amount of whales. And you learn about the destination so much more being on a cruise ship, in the fact that they'll bring different people on board just to enlighten it. So I was very lucky to meet local rangers who would tell you about what bears and what had been spotted within the last couple of weeks. And it was just really convenient. I saw so much of Alaska in 7 days. It was just absolutely incredible.
And what other exotic destinations have the world of cruising opened up for us?
So of course Asia is one of probably the biggest destinations that's being opened up at the moment. Japan. Those destinations are very difficult to do land-based, and of course people can be a little bit concerned about the food and things like that, and of course doing it on board a cruise ship just means that you've got that stability of having the best cuisine that you're going to be used to, but you're also then going to get to see Asia and Japan and feel very safe and secure in that area as well.
Oh, you're making me want to go on holiday.
Yes.
Yeah. Fly cruises.
Yeah.
What are the benefits to it, do you think?
The benefit of a fly cruise mainly is the fact that you're going to land in that destination. You haven't got that maybe 1 or 2 days at sea to get you there to begin with. So it just means that you're going to start your cruise a little bit earlier. Your first port of call is going to be land-based rather than a day at sea. And it just means that you get a little bit more time to explore, say, doing a fly cruise.
And would you suggest to people who are planning a fly cruise maybe factor in a day and a night before so you can get a taste of where you're cruising from?
Yeah, absolutely. So always ensuring that, number one, having a day before any cruise is the best way to do it. That also gets rid of that risk fear that your flight might be delayed or you might miss the cruise ship. So of course flying over the night before and then literally experiencing that country before you're then stepping on board that cruise ship to do your cruise.
And what about tagging on at the end as well.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Make the most of it.
Of course, normally with any cruise, you're going to finish in a complete different destination, and then you're always going to want a couple of days just to maybe experience a little bit more of where you are, and also just to have a couple of days to relax. Cruising is quite intense in the fact that sometimes you are out and about every other day, so having a couple of days on the land just means you can just get ready, relax before you fly back home to the UK.
Well, that's it. Quite interesting that you say it's quite intense. There's a lot to do. I guess people don't want to miss out, so do they get fully involved?
Yes, you do find that. So you'll find that when you're cruising, when you're knowing that you've got a full day in a destination, you're going to want to experience everything that destination has to offer. So you're trying to be up early, doing different excursions, making sure you're fulfilling that day, then back on board, and then ready for the following day as well. So people do get out and about, they do make sure they're visiting all these fantastic places. And then there is also the relaxation side. There is going to be those odd 2 or 3 days maybe at sea if you're on a longer cruise. That's your time for yourself, just to kind of catch your breath before you're visiting another fantastic place to see.
Wonderful. We're going to have a break. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more questions for you, Charlotte. Now, before we go to our break, let me show you this. It's our first time guide to cruise holidays, and it's well worth requesting. It's absolutely free of charge. Just give us a call, 03330 032 216. Now, calls will be charged at standard national rates, but you can also ask for a copy through our website, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Whilst you're asking for this, we'll take a quick break. See you shortly. Welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. It is lovely to have you with us. In today's programme, we're discussing 5-star luxury cruising, and Charlotte Brailsford is still with me. Charlotte, before the break, we were chatting about how it's fun and it's packed and there's tons to do, and you might just need a little break afterwards. Let's talk about the entertainment on board when we talk about 5-star cruising.
Of course, so we offer an array of entertainment venues, from Broadway style productions to show lounges to our very own comedians, and the best part is the fact that we have the amazing dance crews on board. So those entertainment staff that will be able to look after you day and night, they're always planning different events throughout the day and then ensuring that your evenings are fully packed. So entertainment definitely goes down to the fact that you've got fantastic Broadway style productions.
And if we go back to value for money again, if you were buying tickets for a show, it costs a fortune, doesn't it? But you've paid, it's done.
You've already paid, it's already done. You haven't got to pay again. You just make your way down to the Princess Theatre after your dinner, and then your show will then start.
Well, you've mentioned dinner, so I feel we need to talk about dining, which is my fave subject, food. I mean, cruising and food, hand in hand.
Definitely, definitely.
So let's break down the type of food, because it is important to your cruising experience. I also like the whole getting a bit dressed up as well.
Of course. So there is so many different food options available on any cruise ship. So you're going to have, of course, the buffet restaurant for those customers who like to trial food from all around the world at their own pace and pick and choose what they like to eat. And then included in your cruise fare will always be that sit-down a la carte style restaurant. Here you're going to sit down, you'll be served a different menu which will change every single evening. You're going to be able to experience cuisine such as lobster.
Ooh,
you're
nice.
going to have different types of steaks. It's all going to be 3, 4, even 5 courses, and that's all part of your cruise fare. And then, of course, if you don't want to do that, there's going to be in international cafes, there's going to be areas where you can go and grab maybe a Subway-style sandwich or just pie and mash at the time that you want to. So there is always a lot on offer.
Well, I'm glad you flagged up that it's not all sort of fine dining and steaks and whatever, because some people might think, well, actually, I just like quite plain food.
Yep.
And they might be put off from cruising because of that.
Well, we have the best pizza at sea. So we have pizzerias out on top deck where you can go and help yourself to a slice of pizza. We, of course, have our grill area where you can just go and get that burger, fries, hot dog, something that, of course, just giving you those home comforts.
For those with dietary requirements, like we say, because dining is crucial to cruising.
Definitely.
Can they be catered for?
Exactly. So there's a couple of ways they can do it. Of course, contacting before they travel to let us know of any dietary requirements. Or when you step on board, you'll meet the maitre d', so the gentleman or lady who's in charge of the restaurant and food and dining, and they'll tailor-make menus or ensure that you're dining and eating foods that might contain an allergy, that haven't got nuts and different things like that. everything's made fresh on board, so we can cater to everybody's needs.
It probably would be better if you just ahead of time if people knew, but it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world at all.
So we're eating very nice food. We're very happy with this.
Yeah.
What about wearing? What do we wear? I want to get fully dressed up. Is it just me? I've got a tiara on?
Definitely not. So every cruise will have a formal night.
Yay,
so depending for how long you're cruising for, it could be 1, 2 or 3 of these. These evenings are when you're going to really showcase.
Do people go full out on these formal nights?
Yeah.
Do they?
You're going to still see the ladies in full evening wear, gentlemen in bow ties. We're going to have champagne waterfalls. All the staff will be fully dressed as well, white coats and black ties. So you won't feel like you're standing out. Everybody does it. Everybody gets really dressed up for this 1 or 2 formal nights, and it's just a fantastic experience.
And then away from the formal nights, is it just sort of usually common sense? If you're in one of the fine dining restaurants, obviously you get dressed up. If you're in a more casual one, it's fine.
Of course. So it is the fact that, remember, we are 5-star cruising. So we call it resort casual. So we will expect, of course, gentlemen still to have some sort of collared shirt on and long trousers, and ladies to be dressed ready for dining. However, that will only ever really take place, like you say, in the main restaurant or speciality. Buffet restaurants are going to have a bit more of a relaxed dress attire. But no, it's still, you can do it if you want, and you don't have to as well.
Okay, now we're going to get a little bit girly now.
Okay.
Is there any shopping on board?
Lots.
Hurrah!
My favourite part. So there's always going to be that boutique style shopping on board any cruise ship. So you're going to have your perfume shops, your jewellery, your handbags, your clothing, and of course the cruise knickknacks as well. There's always going to be quite a few different shops selling all different products. So you can really just have a couple of hours milling around the shops of an evening, ensuring you're buying those holiday souvenirs or things to bring back home. Everyone likes to bring gifts back, and you can do that all on board.
Well, we've spoken about the luxury things. Well, actually, they're essentials, handbags, shoes, etc. But the real essentials, if you had forgotten something, like cufflinks, which is one thing we always forget, if you've forgotten something, are there stores there that you can just pick up bits?
Yes, there is. So there'll always be a store that will have all the bits that you may have forgot, whether it's cufflinks, it could even be a toothbrush, things like that. The necessities are available on board as well.
Okay, so everything's been thought about.
Yes, definitely.
What about these sea days? I guess they you have to entertain people at these sea days. So what can we look forward to?
So there'll be lots going on around the ship, whether that's getting involved with what our cruise staff are doing. So it could be an entertainment game show, it could be learning a new skill, sitting in on a lecture. Out on top deck, we have huge plasma screen TVs, which are going to show movies and concerts. There'll always be something going on around the pool, whether that's live music, or we've got our DJ out on top deck as well. So there's lots going on. For those of you that want to be a bit away from the hustle and bustle, there's always going to be quiet areas. We offer adults-only retreats where you can go into the sanctuary and escape everybody around you. We supply customers with iPods, so literally they can escape the people around them and listen to that relaxing music. So a sea day can have everything going on, or can be very relaxed and have nothing going on at all.
And if you were new to cruising, for example, if you've never cruised before, could we just break down sort of where you actually sleep, where you stay, the different categories, aren't there? So let's just chat about those.
So we have quite a few different categories of staterooms. We call them staterooms on board. Anything from an inside cabin, which would have no windows, to an outside cabin, which would have usually a large picture window, so guests can, of course, see out and see the land. And then, of course, we have cabins that have that balcony, that seating area, a little bit larger in space, so you can open up your patio doors, sit out on the balcony, watch as you're calling into a port, or maybe when you're sailing away. And then we go up to suites. So we have then, of course, staterooms that have 1 or 2 bedrooms with a lounge area as well. So they're your top luxury rooms.
And would you say, if you were new to cruising, maybe sort of start on an inside cabin, because it might not be your cup of tea, or would you say blow the budget and
I would definitely start on a balcony. I think the only way you're ever going to know if you like cruising is having a balcony cabin, because that way you can experience the outside world inside as well. You can sit and have that little bit more space, have that fresh air area. I think that if you're new to the cruising industry, then I definitely think start with a balcony, and that way you'll know if you like it. If you do, then we do see a lot of customers will then probably go to an inside, because it's always going to be a little bit less value, less money than a balcony, but you know by that stage that you are going to enjoy it.
And I guess you perhaps don't spend an awful lot of time in your stateroom or your cabin, or because there's so much going on.
There is so much to do. It literally is that sleeping and getting ready for evening dinner kind of area. So you won't be in there watching the telly, you won't be in there for hours on end. It was literally just when you're going to sleep or when you're getting ready for dinner.
Okay, so we've got the children entertained.
Yeah.
I'm now going for spa treatments.
Okay.
I love the thought of this, at pampering at sea.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part of a 5-star sort of cruise, isn't it? That you get the feel.
Yes, of course. So we have our fantastic spa facilities on board. We have something called the Enclave Suite, which is going to give you that hydrotherapy area as well. So not only are you going to have spa treatments, you've got hydro pools, sauna, steam rooms, all those different types of treatments available on board. The spas always operate normally at the top of the cruise ship, so you have that outdoor space as well, so you can go and have a back massage and then go down a sun lounge around the pool. We have the most incredible treatment rooms, normally between 17 to 20 of them per cruise ship, and the spas do get very busy. A lot of customers see a cruise as a pampering holiday as well.
I know we said food goes hand in hand with cruising, but I actually think that spa treatments go hand in hand with a holiday for me.
Definitely.
So for women as well, it's just the time you get to sort of have a bit of time to yourself.
And if you want food to go hand in hand with spa, we actually have chocolate spa treatments. So we can even use the type of food on board to put it into a spa treatment as well.
Oh, some people think that cruising isn't for them because they're going to be bored. What would you say to them?
You are never bored on a cruise ship. There is so much to do. Even I still find myself after a week thinking, oh, I forgot to do something, or I haven't been somewhere, or I haven't experienced something yet. There is entertainment day and night. There is different areas on board the cruise ship to utilise and to go and see. There's always 1 or 2 or 3 different shows going on every evening. So you find yourself going from the theatre, maybe to a show lounge, then to watch a comedian, and then maybe going to do some dancing. And there is so much going on. You are never going to be bored on a cruise. And not only that, you're visiting different destinations. You've got so much to see when you are there, to then make sure you're entertaining yourself on board as well.
What I like about the sort of hopping off to do excursions and see places is that when you come back, you've all experienced the same thing.
Yeah.
So you can chat to people and they've had a slightly different, oh, we saw this and we saw that. So I think that is the whole sort of social side of it for me.
Yeah, definitely. So of course you're always going to be meeting different people on board, and you're going to be able to have those dinner conversations on what they've experienced for the day, and you're going to learn more probably about that destination than what you saw from fellow customers on board.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to chat. Now, we need to head off, but before we do, just a quick reminder about this. It's our first time guide to cruise holidays, and it's absolutely free of charge. Just give us a call, 03330 032 216. Calls will be charged at standard national rates. Don't forget, you can also ask for a copy through our website, www.holidaycruisechannel.co.uk, where you can also get in touch with your questions for future programmes. Okay, that's all we've got time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. My huge thanks to Charlotte Brailsford, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.